the delegate to Congress. Bryce, and we have, what was it? We have 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left.
Okay. Let's get back to
get back to that, and we can close out with that.
Anthony, your point when we went out was that sometimes two people come in and you pull.
Oh, by the way, sorry. You can read more about this story on Callaloo Caribbean News. So if you want more, if you want more on this news on the GDP, go to callaloo.com and select Callaloo Caribbean News for the full story, the full article.
Okay. Well, Anthony, before we went out, you were talking about a husband and a wife come in to apply for a loan, but one credit score is higher and one's lower, and you would take the lower one?
Right. What I'm saying, and Bryce, again, working with your company, when a couple comes in, whether they're married or,
only married,
partners or
separate,
or family, it doesn't matter. You come in, you're a co-applicant. One applicant has excellent credit, the other one has so-so credit. We take the credit report from the three reporting credit bureau, and we take the middle score, okay, of the lower of the two applicants.
Lower? Don't you want a better credit score to get the loan?
No, because the banks want.
Well, no. The point Anthony's making is that if it's a joint application, lender's going to use the lower of the two.
The middle of the lowest.
Opportunities I'm saying right. The middle score is what you use, and then of the two parties, their credit score, you're going to use the lower of the two for qualification purposes. And that's why many times you'll see loans structured where one of the parties is not on the loan, but is just on title, because one of the individuals has better credit than the other.
But you said you used the person with the least score.
Well, again, let's put it in a real-world example. If the lender's minimum credit requirement is 640, and you have a married couple, and one of them has a middle score of 700, but the other has a middle score of 580, as a team, they don't qualify for a loan. Yeah. But the party who has the 700 score could qualify individually, but believe it or not, the lender wouldn't want that other individual on the loan because they wouldn't qualify.
Okay, that's confusing, because I thought the better my score, the more attractive I am to you.
The rate of the risk of default.
The
one of them is hurting the deal.
No, not literally. I think you're not because you have a 700. I'm saying if you have a 700, but your husband has a 580, and you say we both want to be on the loan together, you can't be, because that 580 being lower than the requirement is what the lender's going to look at.
And we're using combined income.
So which one you
qualify you? So the likelihood is, what if the weaker applicant defaults?
I see.
The bank is exposed.
So I mean, if we're both applying and one is good and one is bad, they'll say, "I'm sorry, I can't give you a loan because the lower one doesn't qualify."
We can't. We just simply, you're going to have to accept a lower. If you qualify for a lower mortgage, we're going to just go. The bank is going to go with the single applicant and remove the other.
Okay,
applicant.
so is he going to go with the 700 one?
Right. As Bryce said,
so
that only applies in the joint applicant, but the single applicant, we get rid of the other person.
So the guy with the 7 comes forward and gets the loan.
Right.
And then she can.
But if your income can only support 150, not 200,000, you're going to have to look for a smaller house.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get right into the Fair Credit Reporting Act, talking about divorced individuals. If someone pays you, or if you receive alimony, child support, or maintenance, you can be asked how these items affect your income. However, if you don't plan to use this income to repay the loan for which you are applying, you do not have to list it on your application. Okay, so...
Well, I don't know if that's entirely true. I mean, I guess it might be, but there is a question on a loan application that says, are you, receiving or are you obligated to pay alimony? I don't know that a lender would view you having a right to withhold that. They would, if you are obligated to pay alimony and you don't say that on a loan application, that would be grounds for a lender to come back to you and say, hey, you misled us, that's bank fraud.
Wait, I know. I have done... I have done a refi recently, and they asked me to list everything I owe, but do they also ask me to list every source of income?
No. Again, I'm talking to the other side of that. In other words, if you're obligated to pay alimony, you need to disclose that.
Right.
If you receive alimony but you don't feel like using that to qualify, no, you don't have to disclose.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Right.
There we go. Okay,
well, folks, it's been real. It's coming up next is Alvin G with Newslink, and we've come to the end of Let's Talk Real Estate here on AM 970 WSDX Money Talk and More. Tomorrow we'll be broadcasting agriculture with the agriculture folks. Have a good day, folks. Thanks for the call. And we'll talk then. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.